translated in?
Okay. Let's do multiplying integers, okay? Now these are some rules we have to remember. What we have here, it says a positive term times a positive term is equal to what?
A positive term.
That's right. A negative term times a negative term will give us, say,
Positive term.
yeah. So when the terms are the same, we always get what?
Positive.
Positive terms. Here, a positive term times a negative term is a?
Negative.
Yeah. And a negative term times a positive term is?
A negative.
So when the terms are what?
Different signs.
Different signs, we get a
Negative.
negative answer. Okay. So let's do a little multiplication here. For instance, let's say we had negative 5 multiplied by negative 2. Before we even operate with the numbers, what is what is our negative times a negative going to give us?
A positive.
That's right from here. Negative times a negative is a positive. So I already know my answer is going to be a positive value. Now we can focus on the terms. What is 5 times 2?
10.
10. Now, when I write positive 10, do I have to write that plus sign in front?
No.
No, it's just assumed, right? So we would just write the number 10. Okay?
But if it's negative, you have to write the sign.
That's right, yeah. Otherwise, we assume it's a positive. Let's say we do now the number negative 3 multiplied by 2. What operations are we dealing with here? Or what integers?
Negative and positive.
That's right. Negative times a positive. So what kind of answer are we going to get?
A negative answer.
That's right. We're going to get a negative answer. Okay, so we end up with negative, and we just look at the two terms. What are the terms?
3 and 2.
3 and 2, so we get
6. So negative 6
as our answer. Good. Now that we understand that, these rules are identical for division. Okay? So it doesn't change at all if we're dividing terms. So let's say I gave you it, and I actually made it into a fraction style. So we'll call this example 1, example 2, and we'll call this example 3. What if I wrote it as 6 divided by 3? Do you happen to know what that is off the top of your head? 3 times what will give us 6?
2.
2, that's right. So 6 divided by 3 is 2. And that could be written like this also. 6, a lot of times we write it as a fraction, divided by 2 would be equal to just
3.
Positive term 3. Okay. What about if I have example 4? 10 divided by negative 5. So it looks like a fraction, but this is actually a division sign. Okay. So am I dealing with positives and negatives and positives? What do we have?
Positives and negatives.
We have a positive and a negative. So I'm dividing a positive by a negative. What is our answer going to be?
A negative.
Yeah, it's the exact same rules before. So we're going to get a negative. And what will 10 divided by 5 be? 5 times what?
2.
2.
Minus 2.
That's right. Minus 2 in this question. Great.
Or negative.
Or negative 2, yeah. That's the way you should say. Okay. Now let's try another one. What if I have negative 18 divided by negative 6? Okay. This will be called example 5. And we'll call this example 3A because technically it's a little different now.
Can I say the answer?
Okay, but first, I want you to tell me about the operations. What operations are we using?
Negatives.
2 negatives. So, if we got 2 negatives here, what is our answer going to be for sure?
3.
Well, I'm looking for will it be positive or negative?
Oh. Negative. No, positive.
Positive, right? Because of those rules, a negative times a negative, they're the same things for division. So negative 18 divided negative 6, we know we'll have a positive answer. Then what we have to do is divide 18 by 6.
3.
That's right. So we're going to have positive 3. And again, we don't have to write that positive term in. Okay? So that's multiplying, and I guess I should write and dividing integers.